And the second question is for you, Professor Norman. What is your stand on the one-state, two-state solution? Because this is also a controversial issue. So, yeah, thank you.
Kareem just apologized for taking up too much time. And I'm sure both Kareem and Jody are cringing at the prospect of me answering the question about one state or two states, because Jody has to catch a flight at 5:30 a.m. and he's wondering if he'll make it to the airport. I'll try to keep myself, I'll let Jody look at my watch, I'll keep myself to 1 minute. I think the question is incorrectly posed. It's not a question of what my opinion is in the first place, and secondly, I don't think the question is about solutions. I happen to be an old-fashioned communist with a small c. In the audience this evening is my close friend and comrade from college, Agnes Spellacy, over there. And I think she knows that I haven't changed my opinions one jot from when I was in college. So I don't believe in two states, I don't believe in one state, I don't believe in any states. I believe in all without states. Now, that's a very beautiful statement in the People's Republic of Berkeley. As we all know, the sentiments in the People's Republic of Berkeley have no pertinence whatsoever in the real world. And so we have to deal with
this is the real world.
Somewhere. In the real world, I don't think you can go beyond what progressive or enlightened public opinion is ready to tolerate. And by progressive or enlightened public opinion, I would say what the human rights organizations have to say, what the United Nations General Assembly has to say, what the International Court of Justice has to say, and the consensus among those bodies and those institutions is that there should be two states on the June 1967 border. The Palestinians should have the right to exercise self-determination and statehood in the West Bank and Gaza with East Jerusalem as its capital, and there should be a just resolution of the refugee question based on the right of return and compensation. Those are the terms, in my, judging from what I can tell, that public opinion, enlightened public opinion, that's as far as it's ready to go. If public opinion were ready to go further, then I'd say, yes, let's work for that. Frankly, if public opinion were ready to go further, I would certainly want one state between the United States and Mexico, since we stole half of Mexico, and half of Mexico lives in the United States. So again, as enthusiastic as the People's Republic of Berkeley is for that, I think you'll all agree that it's a non-starter among American public opinion. And so you have to work within the confines and within the constraints of what the maximum public opinion is ready to take. And I don't think it can go much beyond two states.
Norman, I just want to remind you that those human rights organizations that you quote a lot did not say a word about this issue for many, many years. And it was only when they caught up to us. So now, why should we have to follow them? Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch, all of these famous organizations refused to say a word about justice in Palestine up until about 5 years ago.
I totally agree. And that would seem on its surface to be a compelling point. But there, in my opinion, and I want to emphasize, and I know Barbara is serious. She's not trying to prove her ideological purity. She's devoted too much of her life to the real people there, and not, Starbucks chatter. So I respect the question, but I think the way you posed it shows exactly why your argument is wrong. Because you said they caught up with us. And now, when they have caught up with us, and they're willing to accept our agenda, why are we changing it? These were important victories. When the International Court of Justice ruled in July 2004 that Israel has no right to the West Bank and Gaza, when it ruled that East Jerusalem is occupied Palestinian territory, when it ruled that all the settlements are illegal under international law, these were tremendous victories for us, mostly won due to the suffering and steadfastness of the Palestinian people. And now that we've achieved those victories, why are we abandoning them and saying it's not enough, we want more? That just doesn't make any sense to me. After exactly what you said, finally Human Rights Watch, Amnesty International, they are forced to face the facts of what's happening there. But their framework is the two states. And now that we've gotten them so far, why now are we changing the whole agenda? That to me is completely suicidal. And it's so destructive. And it's so much about politics of people who want to prove their purity, playing games here when people there are suffering terribly. And that's just morally irresponsible.
Norman and I will be going at this every 2 years for the next 50 years. You are next.
50 years?
I just want to